guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Justine Lezzi, intuitive reader and teacher. I am here for the weekly collective consciousness reading. I want to jump right into it. Just want to say a couple of things before I jump right into it. Is that number one, the February 2020 intuitive read, energy read is out already on my YouTube channel, so please check that out. And then also I just want to apologize for any background noise that you may hear. I am in an apartment building in New York City, and it is the Super Bowl, so I believe my neighbors are starting to have a party. And I believe they're doing some work in another apartment right outside mine. So apologies in advance, and let's get into it. Guys, this is the weekly reading for the collective consciousness for the first week of February, and that is February 2nd. Today's a palindrome day, which is interesting, which is the numbers backwards, right? 2/2/2020, right? So let's see what the energy is for today and the rest of the week. Okay, so this is first in the strength spot. So what is our strength for the week, right? So basically shaman came up. It says trust in higher forces. So this is really good because this is showing me that as a collective consciousness, we're really letting go and letting God, right? I love that saying. So basically we're giving it to a higher power, and we're really having faith. We're really having faith in something bigger than ourselves, whether that's Gaia, universe, God, higher power, source, energy, whatever you consider, something bigger than nature. I get a lot, consider bigger than yourself. And this is really good because this is a strength. This means that we're moving out of a place of resistance and a place more in flow, because when that happens, right guys, when we don't resist so much or force things so much, we go into more of a flow state. So this is really, really important for the things that we want to accomplish this week. I feel it in all areas of our lives, and it's a really, really big strength. So good job on whatever we're doing to let this go or detach from this. So keep going with whatever that is, okay? Okay, so this next one is weakness. All right, so we have listen. So basically, I don't know if you guys follow me on Facebook, but if you do, just look up my name, Justine Lezzi. If you don't, and if you do, right, please follow me there. I do weekly readings Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And I posted something the other day about standing up for our truths and speaking our truths and making sure we get that out, right? This is, as far as the weaknesses go, listening. So that is all great and wonderful by speaking our truth, and I absolutely stand by that post 100% and that thought 100%. But this is more about, we need to be more active listening this week. So that comes down to sitting down and listening to what other people have to say, especially when we're not versed in the topic. And that seems like it's coming up a lot this week, where it's like, I know we have a lot of knowledge, and all of us are experts in different areas of our life, but it's almost time for, it almost feels like expansion for this week. So it kind of feels like it's time to start listening to somebody else's point of view or opinions, even if they don't align with our opinions, and especially if they don't align, or especially if you're just completely ignorant on the subject. Sometimes it's not always great to talk, and sometimes it's good to listen, right? So basically what's happening here is that it's really, really important for active listening. You can ask questions, obviously, especially if you, like I said, feel a little bit ignorant to the topic. But basically what's happening here is just, it's pointing us to a place where we really need to make sure that we're being the active listeners as much as we speak. So again, this actually points a little bit more towards balance, and this is a good way for us to find balance this week. Always stand up for your truth, but again, it is important to listen and be an active listener, especially this week, okay? This feels like it's happening more in your personal life, so pay attention to that. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's move into romantically, actually. Okay. Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. I got this card in a reading this past week, and I actually got it a couple of times, and I feel like it's really pointing to, when we talk about instincts and we talk about animals, they don't cognitively or overthink anything, right? They just do what they do, right? If anybody has a pet or has spent a lot of time around animals, right? So basically it's about trusting your instincts and trusting your intuition. It's just another way of saying it, right? And this is in the romantics spot. So it's really important that if you've just started seeing somebody, or if you meet somebody this week, or if something comes up this week, like as far as an intuitive hit goes, and it's about your relationship, listen to what that intuitive hit is. The universe, God, source energy, again, whatever you want to call it, is trying to give you guidance through our intuition. That's really why we have intuition, guys, right? We're all born with it. I don't think it's separate from anybody. It's just whether we want to train ourselves to listen to it and then take action, right? So this is really saying, be very careful about the relationships that you, like people that you meet this week, and then possibly something that might come up in a relationship. It feels more like the collective consciousness as far as single people go, like being in the way of like meeting someone new almost. Trust your instincts about them. Do not let it go any further if you feel like something is not aligned or something is off. It's usually the intuition that is really telling you that. So it's really important to really connect to that part of yourself this week, especially when it comes to meeting new people. Again, if you're in a relationship, look at those intuitive hits that you've been getting about it, and it's time to really be conscious of it this week, okay? Okay, so this next one here is personally. Let's see. So when I say personally, I mean friendships, our personal lives, that kind of thing. So basically we have let it go. And we really see, I'm not super familiar as far as Ascended Masters go with Kuan Yin, but it really feels like very like, so when white shows up, it's almost like it's like a color of surrender. So it's kind of like, again, very fitting with the card, letting it go. Again, as far as the strengths go, it looks like we're doing a really good job with that. And I did mention it's more like in your personal life a little bit. Definitely feels that way and coming through with the personal card as well. We have to let go of certain things of, how do I say this, what our reality is. We need to look at what our reality is, and if there is something that we can change, great, but if there's not anything that we can change, we need to accept and just let it go for now. Again, if you guys saw my monthly reading for February, I definitely wanted to say, and that was the first one I went into, is that there's a lot of family conflict and dissolution and just a lot of energy around there that's not so great. This could be pertaining to that, right? Because like I said, personally, is friendships, family, personal close relationships. So definitely look into that. It's not going to be the greatest, but anything that you can let go. And again, I'm not telling you guys to suppress your truth if that's what, I don't mean to allude to that. I just mean what you can, look at what you can let go and then let that go. You'll know, again, intuitively what I'm talking about when the time comes, but it just feels like this week, pick your battles and let whatever you can let go, okay? All right, what's going on work-wise for you guys? Okay. So we have the crystals card. So it's funny that that comes up in the work section. But basically, anytime I ever get a crystals card, it's actually in a few decks of mine. I usually connect that to energy healing of some kind. So that brings us to the question, why are we getting energy healing in the work spot? Basically what it's saying is that you need to take a closer look at what you're doing work-wise. And basically it's saying there needs to be like a tweak, I guess is the word. There needs to be a tweak in your energy at work. So my question to you would be asking yourself, what am I spending my time on? Where am I spending my energy? Can this be shifted in some way where it could be more harmonious for me, or where it could be a little bit smoother for me, or where, where am I shifting the energy? Everything is a choice, and the reason why this is coming up is because we're not making the best aligned choices for us in our work lives and how we decide to spend our time. This is specifically to people that work, for example, possibly freelance or contracting, or have a lot of flexibility in their job, right? Because, and that could be if you're an entrepreneur as well, because it's really saying to yourself, where is the energy, where's the energy taking me? Where is, not necessarily where it's taking you, where are you putting it? Where are you putting it? There are definite tweaks that need to be looked at. They're almost, if they're not conscious to you right now, today is Sunday. I would definitely look at that somewhere midweek. That would become a little bit more conscious. It almost feels like something is going to happen midweek, where you will find out that it will be very apparent to you that, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my energy here. I'm wasting my time here. And time is secondary. And what I mean by that is that it's not necessarily a time management issue. It's more of an energy management issue. So take a look at that. And again, it seems more like midweek, something like that will come up for you, okay? All right. Next one is, what do we need clarity, extra clarity on this week? What should we be focusing on? Okay. All right, so we got the Lady card. So we have enjoy growth and reap rewards. So basically what's coming through for this is that we just need more clarity on how we can be rewarding ourselves. So what does that mean? So that, I mean, yeah, it means self-care, but it also kind of means that, how are we taking care of ourselves? Like, what does the self-care look like? Now, people think that self-care means getting your nails done or getting a massage, which is great. Those are all physical things that we can do, but what are other things that we can do this week to kind of make sure that we're in a place where we can reap the benefits? Like, what are your rewards? Like, it almost feels like the energy has been, and work is coming up actually. Work, and this means career-wise, right? But we're not actually rewarding ourselves for the really hard work. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It could just be creating tighter boundaries. It could be journaling. It could be anything under the sun. But we need to make sure that we're rewarding ourselves, and we just need more clarity on what a reward specifically looks like to you. And then we need to implement that. So every time we work really hard, we have to make sure that we're rewarding ourselves as well. Everything is always about balance, 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 balance. Okay, what do we need extra guidance on this week? Okay, so positive change. So we are going through a lot of changes. And again, I don't know if you guys saw my February 2020 monthly reading, but basically the energy that I was getting intuitively was a redirect. I believe that was the second one. So why I'm saying that is because it is a positive change. This is validation that it is a positive change. A lot of us have to leave behind things, projects that we've started or we thought were on the right path for us, but aren't necessarily on the right path for us. It's disheartening in a way where it's and this is really just ego, right? Because your ego is like, oh my God, you started this project, you put this amount of money into it, you put this time, you put this energy, you did all of this stuff, but intuitively we're really getting pushed into another direction. We don't want to believe it, but we are, and we just are. But this is confirmation, and this is validation that it is a positive change. You gotta just be able to let go and leave behind what is not working for you anymore. That ties into the first card, right, where we're letting go and letting God, right? We're trusting in the universe that this is the right move. But this is also additional validation that this is a positive change. So keep going. I know it stinks. Put everything in the trash that doesn't work anymore, that doesn't feel good anymore, and then just move towards what does. It is a positive change, okay? Anything where it feels better and it feels joyful and it feels high vibe, we are moving into a better direction, 100%. Okay. This is what we need healing on this week. So basically, we got the Knight, be brave and honest. And this really has to do with integrity, speaking your truth, and really recognizing what doesn't feel good anymore. So very similar to what I was talking about, but really this is saying what doesn't feel good on a truthful spectrum, sort of. So that means that if you're doing something that doesn't really align with what your soul is calling you to do, or if it feels a little bit unethical or out of your integrity or against your values, it's really, really important that we start the healing process for that. Guys, I know it's like, this is I have a feeling this is setting us up for next week. And what I mean by that is that I have a feeling a lot of stuff is going to start falling off for us that just doesn't align with who we are, whether that's because you've done an energy healing or whether that's just because the collective consciousness is kind of coming together and saying, okay, this isn't working anymore. This is not what I want to be doing. This is not accomplishing anything. This is against my values. This is not where I want to be. There's a lot of healing around that really needs to be done. I know some of us are in jobs that we just feel like we need because we need to keep a roof over our heads and things like that, and it's really, really tough. I don't see it being released right away, but I definitely see it becoming more conscious, and this is the first week, so it might be the rest of February where it's really becoming a place that we need the most healing. We need to be doing things that align with our soul and not against our integrity. So it's definitely going to start the healing process this week for sure. Okay. That's it. That's it. Interesting week, guys. Okay, so if this resonated with you, please put in the comments. If it didn't, that's cool too. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do these weekly readings every week. And I also do a romance one every week as well. So I would love for you to check that out. Okay, guys, until next week, I'll see you guys then. Bye.